Get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show on Talk Radio 1170. Broadcasting live from the center of the universe. It's Business School Without the BS. Featuring optometrist turned entrepreneur, Dr. Robert Zellner, with USSBA Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the conversation. We're opening yet another question, answering another question from those of you out there who've chosen to participate by emailing info@Thrive15. And one of the reasons why we don't make the show a call-in show, this is something that people have brought up. Could you guys make it a call-in show? And maybe, Chup, we've toyed with this idea a little bit of having like a call-in show where we might do that as kind of a bonus feature on the weekends or something.
Yeah.
But the reason why I don't do it is because of questions like this. We had somebody who emailed us a question, and it's a tough question, and one that needs to be answered in a way where you know we care, but I don't want someone to like recognize your voice and then to say,
"That's my husband."
Right. I mean, so I almost we didn't like a Darth Vader voice modulator to make this possible. But the question was this: what to do if your spouse and family does not have any drive or passion towards anything? You know, so you're an ambitious business owner. What do you do if your spouse or family does not have any drive or passion towards anything? That's a tough question, but I know that I can help you. Okay, so here is the first little thing I want to put in your head. And Chubb, if you can look up the verse, I want to make sure we get this verse down.
Okay.
But there's a Bible verse that talks about in Proverbs how where there is no vision, the people perish.
So here's the verse: where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
What verse was that?
That was, it doesn't say, it just has it listed here at Bible Gateway.
You can't not give us the verse. Come on, Chuck.
Okay, Proverbs 29, 17 through 19.
One more time. Read it one more time.
Proverbs 29, 17 through 19. It's 18 actually. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
So here's what I have found. When you are married to somebody and they don't know where you're going. So if you're a man, you're married to a woman, and she has a big business idea, but she doesn't communicate it with you, it's really hard to follow a vision if you don't know where you're going. And for the same reason, it's hard to be on a road trip and not know where you're going to go next.
Right.
I mean, over time, you're like, Dad, are we ever gonna stop and go to the bathroom?
We're heading west.
Proverbs also talks about hope deferred. I'd like you to pull up that Bible verse too.
All right.
What happens is this is a concept that if people don't know where you're going, Steve, you manage a team of people at Total Lending Concepts. If the employees don't know the vision of the company, why is it hard for people to stay engaged?
Yeah, I think everyone wants to have a mission and a purpose. And if you don't have any accountability, you don't have any, I guess, like you said, a vision of what you're wanting to do with the company, and nobody really understands, and everybody kind of wanders aimlessly.
So this is kind of an apologetics tour. I'm going to start with assuming that you need to apologize. Whoever you are, the listener, I'm assuming that if your family's not motivated, I'm starting with this. I'm saying it's probably because they don't know your vision. I see that as a business coach probably half the time, where it's just they don't even know what you're talking about. So you're like, guys, we just hit number 5 on iTunes, which, by the way, we did last week.
That's right.
We hit number 5 on iTunes for the iTunes charts.
World.
But then if someone doesn't know what iTunes is, or what the chart is, or what number 5 means, it's hard for them to get motivated. So you really do have to articulate the vision. So I would encourage you to articulate the vision, to be very crystal clear with where you're taking your marriage, your family, your business. Be very clear about that. Sit down with your spouse and go over that. And once you've gone over that, then I want you to do this next with a lot of Bible verses today. Kind of heavy on the Bible verses. But, Chup, can you read the Bible verse, Proverbs 13:12?
13:12. Let me get back to it.
He's pulling it up.
So 13:12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life.
It's like when your boss promises you he's going to give you a raise sometime, but he never does. And he just keeps saying, oh, we'll talk about it, we'll talk about it, we'll talk about it.
We'll circle back.
We'll circle back. And I get that sometimes you really you can't answer the question because it's not the right time or temperature or the right environment to do it. But it really does irritate everybody, including your family. And typically, we are the meanest to the people we are closest to. Oh.
That's real stuff right there.
So usually you talk to your spouse and you say things to her with a tone that you would never use with a client.
Right.
With a client, you'd never be late, but with a spouse, you're always late. With a client, you'd never raise your voice and say, seriously, quit talking to me about that. But with a spouse, you would.
Not anyone listening.
No,
But
or
not other people.
Only me, the broadcaster, has ever done this.
Yeah.
And you, Chubb, have never done it. Steve's never done it.
I've never.
But only me. I'm the only one who's ever done that.
I'm always talking to you about it.
So I'm
always saying, "Clay, you gotta
assuming,
stop
though, that is the problem. Now, assuming that you have articulated the vision and you are actually not deferring hope, you're saying here's the timeline for it, then if there's still issues, this is some negative feedback for you. Napoleon Hill. He says that he researched the 31 major causes of failure. Napoleon Hill, the best-selling author and the personal apprentice of the late, great Andrew Carnegie. He once wrote, reason number 15 for failure, wrong selection of a mate in marriage. This is a common cause of failure. The relationship of marriage brings people intimately into contact. Unless this relationship is harmonious, failure is likely to follow. Moreover, it will be a form of failure that is marked by misery and unhappiness, destroying all signs of ambition. Well, thanks for that, Napoleon Hill. So my action step that I would encourage all the Thrivers to do is husbands, Ephesians 5:25. Love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. What I'm saying is be absolutely committed to sharing the vision and not deferring hope and sharing that vision over and over. And you have to be the fire of desire that you have to ignite that relationship. You have to be the one who starts the romantic momentum. You have to be the one who fixes the issue, Chubb. You can't sit there and complain about the issue. You want to wow the spouse with the next little bonus gift.
The fire of desire that is required.
Oh,
that's what it is.
Oh, snap.
so here's my little story here for you. I often take my kids to Barnes & Noble. I did this past week. I go to Barnes & Noble. I'm buying a book. And when I go to buy a book, I'm always buying books. Usually get like a book or two a week.
It's a bookstore, so that's a good place to go.
I'll read about 25 to 30 business books a year, and I go there to get the book. And when I go there, they always have the Godiva, that dark chocolate, that super expensive $2.90 chocolate. But if you get two, it's only $5. Steve.
Oh, you save like 80 cents that way.
And I buy that because it's a point in the system. I've explained this to my daughter. It's a deposit in the love bank. She's asked me, Dad,
Ka-ching.
why do you always buy Mom these little chocolate gifts? And I said, baby, she's 13. It is a deposit in the love bank, and that equals 1 point. And if I get enough points in the love bank before the end of the week, when I make a withdrawal of 6 points,
accidentally,
I won't bounce a check.
Right.
And she says, well, how many points do you lose if you mess up? I said, 6 right away.
6-to-1 conversion rate.
Or 12.
Easily.
Right.
Depending on the offense, it could be 18.
That would be my feedback for you. And if you need more in-depth help on that, I would invite you to book your tickets to our next in-person Thrivetime show workshop. And Chubb, simply by writing a review on iTunes.
Yep, you can Google the term Thrivetime, one word, Thrivetime show on iTunes. Leave us a review and subscribe, and we will give you 2 free $99 tickets for the February 16th and 17th conference.
So, again, how do I do it, Chubb?
You're going to leave us subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes or the podcast player. Then you're going to take a screenshot and email that to info@thrive15. You get 2 free tickets to the conference.
And those are normally $99.
Normally $99, so $198
of free stuff.
Free stuff.
Simply for subscribing on iTunes and leaving us a review. My name is
That's
Clay
the
Clark.
truth.
I am a business coach.
Make sure you never miss a broadcast by signing up for the Thrive Time Show podcast.